When you're raped, your body is the crime scene. When I went to the hospital for the forensic rape exam, they explained that they would be collecting evidence, DNA, taking pictures of my body to, I guess, prove that I was sexually assaulted. I don't even remember what they said because it was such a daunting process. And normally I can wax poetic about things, but I can't wax poetic about this. This was something that it was horrible. Being raped was horrible for me. This forensic rape exam was equally as horrible. I had to strip naked. I had 2 doctors who examined me. I had a nurse working in tandem with the doctors to examine me. My body, I was in pain, like vagina, in tremendous pain, but I still had to have a speculum inserted into me to swab my body or swab my vagina for DNA. It was a painstaking process where my mouth was swabbed, my chest was swabbed, my neck was swabbed, my anus was swabbed, my vagina was swabbed in detail. The inside of my vagina, the vulva was swabbed, areas around my vagina was swabbed, everything was swabbed. It was like this saline type thing where she put saline on what looked like a Q-tip and just swabbed and swabbed. The process, it took very long. It was a very long process. Next, there were different assessments that they had to do to see, like, if I had suffered from strangulation, if I was injured from that, if I needed, different drugs. After doing my rape kit, they told me the different medications that I would need. The Plan B pill, I needed to go on HIV PrEP because the person who raped me did not use a condom. And one thing I have to say, and I have said it multiple times, he is a man that I would never in my life have unprotected sex with. He knows that. I told him that the first time that we were going to have sex. He didn't want to wear a condom. He said, I don't wear condoms. I'm married. And I told him, you wear condoms with me. There was no way I would have had unprotected sex with a man who's sleeping unprotected with his wife, unprotected with his mistresses, unprotected, period. There's no way I would have had unprotected sex with him. And I need to make that perfectly clear. Never. I saw someone online say, oh, if they find DNA in her rape kit, it's going to be because they had sex before. And that's how I got there. No, I never had unprotected sex with him. After my rape kit was done, I was told by the police, I was told by the hospital, I was told by my rape advocate that the process took 14 months to 2 years. I was told by other survivors that they were still waiting for their rape kits to be processed. And I'm like, this is insane. So I said, what can I do? I did jump on social media. I did tag different people that I thought could help get my rape kit processed. Then all of a sudden I check on Checkpoint, which is where rape survivors go to check the status of their forensic analysis for their rape kit. And all of a sudden I see that it was available. And I was waiting. I'm like, you can call and you can get these results. You should get these results. But I was nervous. I'm like, what if it was no DNA found? Like, what if this? What if that? I was just so worried and just so upset. I really didn't know what I should do. I knew I wanted these results. So when I got the results, it just let me know that it was a whole nother hurdle. So the results of my rape kit were, there was male DNA found in my forensic rape kit. It was. I knew that there would be male DNA found in my forensic rape kit. And that's now the next hurdle, to identify the male DNA. I already know whose DNA it is. It's Wayman Freelon's DNA because he's the man that raped me. But that's the thing. I know it has to be proven legally. So how can that be done? He would have to submit to have his cheek swabbed or he would have to submit to a DNA sample to compare it against the DNA sample that was found in my rape kit. One thing I know about Wayman Freelon is he's a sneaky snake, in my opinion, and he has a cutthroat lawyer. Is no way that he is going to volunteer to give his DNA. And that's something that is the next legal hurdle, him submitting his DNA. So it can be proven that that is his DNA that was found in my forensic rape kit. I don't think he's ever going to do that. But yesterday I was watching this show. It's called Happy Face. And it was the same type of thing going on where they were trying to find some DNA or something like that. And one of the characters on the show was like, hey, you know, we can go through someone's trash. You can get DNA from someone's like snotty tissue, from a cup that they discard. And I don't know if that's going to have to happen. I'm hoping that he would want to clear his name and he would just submit to a DNA swab and whatever, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to have to get creative and become like the women on that show that I saw. I don't know. I'm just hoping that he will submit to a DNA test and he will go in for the police interview. I'm hoping he'll do that. But this is just another hurdle. And that's what a lot of survivors face, just hurdle after hurdle after hurdle after hurdles. Because even once he submits, if he ever submits to this DNA analysis, this DNA sample, is going to be another hurdle. Is that going to be enough evidence? Is that going to be enough for the state's attorney's office to get a conviction? Because that's what they care about. They care about getting cases that they can win. That's what I'm hearing from tons of survivors. I'm in a survivors group, and this is all women tell me, like, hey, you think that's going to help you? But I had DNA. That DNA was confirmed, and the state's attorney's office still did nothing. Thank you.